Social justice warriors and environmental activists are ruining sports. Just the latest example of this comes from Montreal, where Liberal Mayor Denis Coderre has decided his city needs to buck up $24 million to host a Formula E race this summer. Formula E is electric car racing. Yeah, EV races are a thing, apparently. The fact that Formula E exists is not so much of a surprise, actually, but what is surprising is this disgusting lack of respect for taxpayers in Montreal. What's even worse for the residents of Montreal is despite having a world-class racetrack in the Circuit de Villeneuve, where the annual Formula 1 gasoline-powered race occurs each year, this Formula E race will be done on Montreal roads, which will need to be closed for 2 days, July 29th and 30th of this year. Denis Coderre defended the decision to dump $24 million into the event, suggesting it is an investment that will show the world that Montreal is a green energy leader, and was later quoted as saying, "We're changing the culture. We want cars, but we want electric cars. We want taxis, but we want electric taxis," unquote. Liberals, they're always so interested in changing the culture, but never defending it. And Coderre, he sounds like such a globalist, virtue signaling taxpayer dollars away here like only liberals can. According to a CBC News article from last week, no other destinations on the Formula E circuit are putting up public money. They reached the New York City organizers who told them, quote, "The city is not granting any subsidy to the Formula E, but we are very pleased to be a partner. It is an exciting event," unquote. CBC also reached the Paris, France organizer who said, quote, "The Paris E-Prix is an event that is entirely taken care of by its organizers and by sponsorship, and that includes the renovation of the pavement," unquote. Well, isn't that interesting? Denis Coderre and his team of Liberal staffers must be some absolutely horrendous negotiators. Because unlike Paris, Montreal taxpayers are still going to be paying for the repairs to their roads ahead of the event. The only city that's going to do so. Really makes you wonder how badly Canadians are going to be taken to the cleaners on NAFTA or a litany of other negotiations while Liberals are in power. But you know, the $24 million may not be all the Montreal taxpayer is on the hook for. You see, the city, in all their brilliant wisdom, decided to be the guarantor of an additional $10 million line of credit to the organizers of the event. So if the organizers can't pay it back or the events go belly up, the taxpayer is on the hook, with the city promising to pay back the entire $10 million line of credit to the organizers. Well, you know, I think it's totally fair to point out that the Formula 1 race also gets public money. Between the three levels of government, taxpayers give $18.7 million to the Formula 1 each year to host the Montreal event. But Formula 1 is worldwide, and it's an auto racing flagship brand, especially for open-wheel racing fans. And I apologize to anyone who prefers exclusively left turns on the NASCAR oval. And people literally fly in from all over the world and all over the country to watch world-class racing from all the top names in the sport, from six-time Montreal Grand Prix winner Lewis Hamilton to Sebastian Vettel, the current points leader. And this year, there's even a Canadian rookie racing, Lance Stroll. And yet, the city of Montreal still wants to cough up between $6 and $16 million more than all three levels of government pay for Formula 1 for a race that literally nobody has heard of. That's just insane. And finally, well, there is this issue of interest in the sport. As I said, nobody's heard of Formula E. But also, remember, sports are driven by viewership and attendance that drive advertising revenues and box office revenues. So what kind of draw is an electric vehicle race? Look, as a kid attending the Vancouver IndyCar event each year, one of the coolest things was the noise and roar of these powerful engines that these beasts for race cars make, and the excitement that comes with the growling engine as a driver makes a pass on the inside. But for kids and racing enthusiasts attending this summer's Formula E event, all they will hear is that soft sound of what sounds like Priuses passing each other, and that sucking sound of $24 million of taxpayers' money going down the drain. For the Rebel.media, I'm Christopher Wilson. Liberals love to waste tax dollars like nobody else, so make sure you never miss a video. Subscribe to Rebel Canada and the Rebel Media YouTube channel today.